You're getting off track with Josh and Justin.
You gonna dig this.
I was about to do our FM sign off. So what's up? This is podcast number 6. That's pretty impressive. We thought it would last for 1 or 2.
Time flies, whether you're having fun or not. We are having fun.
Tons of it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm Justin.
I'm Josh.
And if you're not familiar with this podcast, which I'm sure you, Mom and Dad, are, but
Grandma,
if you're not familiar with it, this is just a point in which we BS once a week and try to make you laugh a little bit.
A little bit. Maybe a little hee-hee or something. Just a little smile. If we can just put a smile on your face, then we're happy.
And I'm pretty sure we could do that.
Oh, yeah.
So. Well, starting it off today, we started off with, first of all, Josh, what's been going on with you since last week?
Boy, oh boy. Oh, same old, same old. Had a little sickness this weekend. That was no fun. Kind of Debbie Downer on my weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But
food sickness it was?
Yeah. I'm not going to name which restaurant, but it's a fast food place.
The most popular in the world.
They serve millions.
What's this? Never mind. I was going to use
it's billions now.
Oh, okay. They serve billions.
They changed it.
I was going to use their slogan against them, but I honestly...
Did you know the unsaid food chain is not the most popular food chain in the world now?
Well, side note, I want to know what the most popular is, but... Still, when you're trying to figure out which one we're talking about, if you say fast food, this is probably the first place that you'll ever think.
Okay, well, maybe I said they're wrong. It's not. It may still be the most popular, but it's a restaurant out there, a fast food chain that has more actual per se restaurants now.
Really? Which restaurant has more restaurants?
I'll give you one guess.
Let's think. And this is a very popular restaurant.
Yep.
Do I like to eat there?
Yes.
A lot? So it's not Taco Bell, but Chick-fil-A. No?
That was your one guess.
Oh, yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Subway.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I could go with that. I love Subway.
Subway has more restaurants across the world than...
Yeah, they're just a little pricey. I usually like to be cheap and...
Yeah. I don't understand how... Speaking of Subway, how signs say $5 footlongs, any footlong. And when I go, I don't get anything extravagant.
Right.
And they're like, well, that's not $5. How in the F is this not $5? It's one meat.
This is one of any subs.
Yeah, I get one meat and lettuce and tomato and mayonnaise. Come on now, how is this not $5?
Oh yeah, I'm a cheap ass, and what I mean is, Josh could tell you, it don't matter if I have $400 in my wallet, I'm going to go eat somewhere pretty cheap.
Yeah, and he's going to probably save half of it and eat it later.
Unless I'm on a date, I usually eat cheap on myself, which I need to start eating more healthy, I do suppose.
Which I guess is a good way to be, though. It's a recession, you should save your money.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like
frugal.
It's like, it's one of those, man, I'd be one of those millionaires that you see that still goes to Subway and orders the kids menu or something.
I was going to say, if I was a millionaire, I've always said this, if I was a millionaire, I would never change the way I live. Well, maybe I'd have a nice car, nice house, but I would still...
Try to keep it somewhat in the same order that you do now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't eat off the kids' menu because that doesn't fill me up. I'm one of those skinny guys that eats a lot. So
I would, because I want the toy. Speaking of the unsaid chain, they have Batman toys now. So what's been going on with you?
Not a lot, actually. I'm trying to think of anything really interesting that's happened in the last week. I went to a wedding, a very, very, very nice wedding. It was located in Raleigh, North Carolina. It was nice to kind of get away. And they had a Bluegrass festival going on down there.
IBMAs.
It was actually really fun. We went to the wedding and had a blast, and then the festival just was like the place to be outside, and it was a good time.
I'm not gonna lie.
Best of luck to them.
I'm not gonna lie. I've wanted to go. I'm pretty jealous because I've wanted to go to the IBMAs my entire life. A lifelong Bluegrass fan, have wanted to go to the International Bluegrass Music Association Festival so long because I've always been in Nashville, and then it comes to Raleigh and I can't go, and then Justin goes.
Well, that's the way it'll work, though. Is that? But like my favorite, which Josh likes hard rock too. But let's just say like Volbeat. Or Breaking Benjamin, you'll end up, messaging me from a concert and be like, "Hey, it's Volbeat and Breaking Benjamin," I'm gonna go to those bands I like.
I'm gonna Roanoke one day and be like, "Oh, dude, I went down the road to eat some Hardee's, and look who's playing right beside of it, Volbeat."
Yeah, so it was a little bit more than bluegrass playing too. I mean, it was really cool.
Yeah, they
kind of diversity in music there.
Well, yeah, the IBMAs are very diverse in who they honor and showcase. And
let me just tell you, you would think that all you would see at a bluegrass festival would be overalls and like stereotypical rednecks and hicks.
White.
Not in Raleigh. There were so many hipsters, like the hipsters. I mean, I don't even know how to explain it. And I was like, man, I guess hipsters are getting into bluegrass now.
Yeah.
Because it's the nonconformist thing to like, I do believe.
If you go to a bluegrass show, you would be very, very surprised at the crowd you would see. Yeah.
And I'm not, which I don't own a pair of suspenders, and I think you do, correct?
Yes, I do have a pair of suspenders.
I own some
overalls.
I own some overalls, that were made to keep me warm outside. But but
they're like hunting overalls. Then.
Yeah, that's exactly what they are. But these kids, and you're seeing that in NASCAR too. You notice that when we go to the Martinsville races, when we're working those and stuff, you see a lot of like younger kind of hipster type kids.
I wonder if they're just there to make fun of the rednecks, though.
No, I don't think so. I think. And I say that because I've seen them in line getting autographs. I've seen them getting excited, and saying, "Hey, here comes somebody." So I don't know.
Gotcha. Maybe Casey Kane has brought them in.
Which, don't get me wrong,
or Travis Pastrana.
I'm not old. I'm not young. I'm kind of in between, and I kind of try to stay current with today's stuff. But what I mean by hipsters is I just mean the hipsters. I'm talking like the stereotypical hipsters. And I'm not saying, if that's how you want to dress, that's cool. But what I'm saying is these are not the people you expect to see. At a bluegrass festival, at NASCAR, you expect to see them at kind of like a rock show or something, and they're in droves, I guess would be the term.
I like being a hardcore NASCAR fan and going to many events. I've kind of seen the wave of them come in, little by little. First it started, you see one or two, and then gradually it's grown to where they're like a good majority. Well, not a majority, but they're a definite recognized minority.
Good portion. But
as a hardcore NASCAR fan, I still kind of watch them suspiciously. Like I said, I thought they were there to make fun of rednecks.
Yeah.
That's an event for them.
Well, you could see, I was going to say, not to interrupt you, and sorry about that, but I was going to say, you could see it'd be the same way if someone showed up in like Realtree camo, Browning stuff at a Jay-Z concert. You know that everyone else there is going to kind of be like, what is this guy doing here? You know what I mean?
What is their motive?
Or like a cowboy hat or something. So, I get what you're saying. It's like, you're not saying that they're not allowed. You're just not used to seeing them there.
I noticed other NASCAR fans look at them suspiciously too. Like the ones that have the T-shirts on. They're like full front and back, nothing but NASCAR logos. Mm-hmm. Like they look like they're sponsored by somebody.
Yeah. So those are the same ones that stand up every time their driver comes by.
Yeah, the ones that have like the 1983 Goodyear hat or like some Red Man hat from 1992 that they've been wearing ever since.
And what's cool about that is I just recently started, which I mean, living here in the South and having Martinsville Speedway just like 30 minutes away, and working in radio, like I said, and of course for those of you that don't listen regularly, Josh and I both work for FM radio stations as well, so we cover the Martinsville race, and I was one of those people that just covered it, because I was there, and after it isn't but so many times you can be down there before you start getting into it, and so I'm just getting in the NASCAR, but so it's funny. One of the funniest things is to hear Josh rant on NASCAR.
Oh yeah,
NASCAR. Which side note, we won't go into NASCAR too long, but Josh is just been having a very up and down time this year with your man Dale Jr., haven't you?
Yeah.
I mean, are you just curiosity? This is you and I. I would honestly cut the mics and be like, I am curious to know, are you still mad at Dale Jr., your racer, or have you
Okay, Dale, there was an episode 3 weeks ago, which I had gotten to the point, because liking Dale Jr., I'm not saying pity me, woe is me, but liking Dale Jr., it's awesome, but it's kind of a burden, because everybody's like, oh, he sucks, he's nothing like his dad, he ain't gonna never be good, Okay, I get it. He hasn't won 7 championships. He doesn't knock people out of the way with his bumper. Got it. Just crucify him for letting him be his own man.
Right. It's probably a good decision to not try and be exactly like his dad.
Right. That's what I thought, too. Be your own man, do your own thing. But I've gotten tired, though, of watching him flounder around week after week and not do doodly squat. And I was like, it got to the point where it looked like he wasn't trying anymore. And I was like, screw it, I will pull for someone else. Last 2 weeks, he has ran like he actually legit wanted to win, especially this past week. But then he made bonehead move and lost the race for himself, which he did finish second, and he was like this close to passing Jimmy Johnson, but he was in the lead. He made a stupid thing. It'd be like if you was in baseball and you, I don't know, ran to third instead of first.
If he would have won, would I have gotten a call?
You would have heard me yelling from my house.
Well, so that's Josh's thing. Definitely is NASCAR, which Josh is a sports fanatic, so he's kind of into a little bit of everything. I'm just getting into NASCAR. Of course, I'm baseball, basketball. Josh is everything that's competitive as far as things that he follows. Josh, I'm pretty sure you probably even follow lacrosse a bit, don't you?
If it was a good match and I knew what was going on, like if someone showed me an intense badminton match, I'd be into that.
Dude, I actually, like I said, I was watching I don't know if it was I don't know what it was, but I was watching something, and it was after it went off, a Duke lacrosse game came on. This was like a year or two ago. And I watched it, and I don't know, I might be wrong on this, but I know that what I watched, Duke's lacrosse team was pretty good. And that's actually, I guess I couldn't really get hardcore into it because you'd have nobody around here to watch it with because people in this area aren't really big on it. Yeah. But that's a pretty competitive, fun event, fun sport to watch.
Why do they just wear a helmet, though? To me, it looks like they're slinging a pool ball, like not jumping in the water ball. Yeah, a cue ball. And it's like 80 or 90 miles an hour, and it's like, obviously that little stick you got, that little net on, you're not going to catch it every time. So why do you just have a helmet? What if that thing hits you in your chest? It's going to hurt.
Well, for the FM station, I was talking to a college sports coach, and she was telling me that actually the men's lacrosse, they get to beat each other with a stick, but the women's, they're not allowed to do that.
Whoa, what?
You've never seen that? They run around and hit each other with their little, whatever you call the things that they catch the ball in.
I just want to do that, then. I don't even want to catch the ball. I just want to
when they play, if you watch them, that's what they do. They hit each other with their, I don't know what the term is for the sticks with the nets on them, but they hit each other with them. But the women aren't allowed to do that, she said. And now I can't confirm that because I haven't caught a game of women's lacrosse. I've only seen a few, but that's pretty competitive. Just because you're such a huge sports fan and in love of competition, you might want to check that out. It's pretty fierce out there.
Averett has a lacrosse team, right?
Yes, they do.
We should go watch them then.
I would. I'd be down.
It's kind of like hockey. I want to see the fights, and I want to see someone in lacrosse beat someone with a stick.
I don't know that they necessarily fight all the time, but they do beat each other with sticks a lot.
Well, close enough. So, speaking of when I said you could hear me from my house, last week, a little redemption moment here. I had a weird laugh. Do you remember that laugh?
Yes, I do. And in fact, hold on, let me dig it up and see if I can't play it.
You hashtag every word?
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, that's the one. It sounds like a Teletubby trying to rape children laugh.
Well, I've listened to that, and I've not once gotten Teletubby raping children, but it's okay. We forgive you for that laugh.
Thank you.
You've been forgiven.
If it hurts anyone's feelings or they scared them or your children, I'm sorry.
And, side note on the redemption, I haven't really, had a chance to listen to last week's podcast. I've been busy this past week. It's been hectic. We've been busy at work, so I couldn't think of anything. How about you?
No. You're good.
But the only thing, and I won't discuss this, but I'll just say this, I'm one of those, I'll admit if I'm wrong. I'm not changing my opinion, but apparently I'm one of the few that said that they would actually eat bumblebees over poison oak, because from what I've gotten from a lot of you, you'd rather eat poison ivy / oak than bumblebees. To you, I say, okay.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit. But, all right, moving on. This week we've got, what do we got? Josh,
random thing. I had to tell you this story. And I think it'd be funny for everyone to hear it.
Okay.
Because you were the same way as me on this. And this happened on the way home yesterday. I wouldn't say me and Justin have road rage.
No, I'd say I have road rage.
Okay, yeah, okay. I'll say I don't have, officially road rage, but Justin's a little worse than me than this.
Yes, I have horrible road rage. No shame in my game.
Now, you may not feel the same way about this as me, but I do have this is what happened. I got totally mad at someone on Piney Forest, which, people are atrocious drivers on Piney Forest.
For those not in Virginia, that is a street here in Danville.
Yes, that we have to go to on the way home from where we work at. Well, I have to go to it. Justin has a little short section he has to drive. I have to drive the entire thing.
Yeah.
And I swear I've driven all parts of the country, and there's some of the world's worst drivers that are located on Piney Forest.
They are. I can agree with that. They definitely are.
It's like all other Danville streets, not so much. They're all just congregating on Piney Forest. Anyways, so I have a little bit of road rage with this woman. Well, actually, it wasn't a woman. I thought it was, but it was a guy. Anyways, how awkward is it, though? You have road rage with someone, and then, like, you zoom around them, and then 5 seconds later, you're at the stoplight together side by side.
I've been there. I was there yesterday morning, actually, but that way it wasn't on Piney Forest. It was on Highway 58. But I had that. I pulled. It was a woman, and she basically, what had happened was I was trying to get over, and she, like, as I was getting over, you know, most time douchebags will try to speed up and pass you the second they see your signal. Not her. She waits until I'm over halfway in the lane to get about an inch off of my bumper, and if I wouldn't have went back over, she would have hit me. And I mean, it's hard to explain and paint it in your head, but I assure you I was not wrong in this situation, because I tried to get over, had plenty of room, and she just, I mean, even when she come by, she was like, gave me a sorry look. She wasn't, you know, looking at me like mad. You know, I was furious. But then we got stopped at the stoplight beside each other, and I wanted to just be like, how's your day?
Yeah, it's like when I pulled up the stoplight, I kind of looked over the corner of my eye, and I could see he was looking at me, and I felt bad because he had this look of like, I'm sorry on my face.
Yeah,
I wanted to be like, it's not you. I had a messed up childhood. It's not you.
That's the way I felt with this woman. It was like it's like it never works. It's like the second they show you that they know they're wrong, you instantly feel sorry for getting mad at them.
Yeah, I want to be like, I'm sorry, it's not you. I had a bad day. It's not you.
It's
Don't
okay.
take it personally.
I wanted to tell her, it's okay. It's 5 something in the morning, 6 something in the morning. It's not your fault. I'm grumpy. It's not your fault you can't drive. The state of Virginia gave you your driver's license.
Let's blame them.
All right. Oh, what's up?
I had a question for you, and you was going to explain this to me.
Okay.
McDonald's. I keep saying these things. It keeps popping up on my Twitter under these random facts. And it keeps talking about the secret menu.
Yes.
Does that exist?
Yes. They do have a secret menu, and I say that, and if anyone wants to go, no, they don't, well, maybe your McDonald's doesn't, but I've watched people, you know, you can go on YouTube, and some people, you know, explore that, and they do. And actually, a cool fact, they say, I've never tried this, and I've never seen anyone do this, so I don't know if this one's true or not, but I know a lot of people have heard of it, that if you go to Wendy's and you say, I'm lost, I'm from out of town, and I'm hungry, they have to give you free food.
Let's go to Wendy's right now.
Like, let's go for supper. But that's what they say, and it's just like we were talking about before we got on the podcast. It's like you come up, you know, and you're like, I'm lost from out of town and I'm hungry, and they give you some food, you walk away, you come back with like the Duck Dynasty beard, you're like, I'm lost, I'm from out of town and I'm hungry. You come back a third time, you got your cell phone, you're like, hold on, honey, what do you, okay, I'm lost, I'm from out of town and I'm hungry.
I need a side salad.
What did you want on that side salad? With ranch, please. So yeah, that's what they say. So hey, go out there and try that, folks.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely go to the.
Let's go to one and try that and just see what happens. I mean, the worst they can do is
I want to go to the McDonald's and try the secret menu because they have the Mac Gangbang.
Oh yeah.
Have you heard of that one?
No.
I swear, everyone says this is what it's called. It's 2 cheeseburger patties with a chicken patty in the middle sandwich.
I would try that.
Sounds pretty good.
That sounds pretty delicious. Okay, now, Josh does, we each have, like, specific jobs, I guess you would say, in the podcast. I do, like, effects programming and a lot of the editing type stuff, and Josh collects the classifieds and the dumb criminal news. Josh does the dumb criminal news and the classifieds. So what you're going to hear today as we read classifieds, I have not heard, but I've been handed some, and I'm going to tell you, some of these titles are pretty interesting.
I'll let you know that we have classifieds, and Justin, you bought stuff off Craigslist, right?
Yes, I have.
I have too. Have you ever sold anything on Craigslist?
Sure haven't.
Yeah, I've sold stuff, and you get some interesting people on Craigslist. I think the Craigslist is kind of like the Walmart of classifieds. It's out there. It's
very out there, especially compared to like eBay.
So last time we had classifieds in this area, but this time I only had one classified in this area because people I just weren't put anything stupid in the paper. So
and which,
get on top of it.
Looking, because they all have interesting titles, which one of these is classifieds from here?
The classified from here is
this one?
That one.
Okay, yes, because I don't want to... Oh, my God.
The other one's a friend of mine who listens in the Air Force sent that to me.
Craigslist or the classified?
The classifieds. He listens to the podcast, and he heard our classifieds the other week, and he sent that one to me because that's where he's stationed at, is in Oklahoma City. And this was in the paper in Oklahoma City. Would you like to read this one? Because this is more up your alley.
Wait a minute. Why is this... Yes, I'll read it, but why is this up my alley?
I mean, this is like more stuff you're into than me. Like the time travel. Like that was... You know,
there's a fine line between being a fan of Back to the Future and believing in dragons, of which I don't believe. Okay, this is very interesting. It says, I am quite sure most of you have seen the rather large dragon that has been flying over the northeast OKC for the better part of a week. I am looking for someone to lure the dragon away from OKC to a more rural area, force that said dragon to land in a rural area, slay said dragon in whatever way you see fit. No pay, dragon slaying is its own reward. Please note that I am not talking about the red dragon. Please note I'm not talking about the red dragon that frequents the area from time to time. He and I have an agreement. Police responded to a report of 2 dogs running loose and attack. Oh, is this different?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Number one, that is nothing like I would be into. I do not like dragons like that. Dragons are cool, but no. But that is...
I figured it kind of had more of the sci-fi-ish stuff side to it.
I would be terrified if there was a dragon on the loose.
My favorite part is... Please note, I am not talking about the red dragon that frequents the area from time to time. He and I have an agreement.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I would love to see the terms of that agreement.
Yeah. How did he... Can dragons talk?
Apparently, with this guy, he can, or either understands body language very well. Mm-hmm. But, and Josh, side note, maybe the time traveler can handle this one for him.
Oh, yeah. What if he went back in time and... I don't know, slayed the dragons and then came back so the dragons are no more?
Went back in time and stepped on the eggs. Booyah. But Josh actually has written the time traveler some letters.
Yeah, I mailed 2 letters to him. And if you missed last week's episode, we discussed what they were going to be about. And it's not really important to rehash, but we've contacted the time traveler.
And we're awaiting his reply.
Yeah, we're just waiting for him now. Now, this classified did come from this area.
This second one.
Well, it wasn't classified. It's actually in the paper.
Ah.
And it says, police responded to a report of 2 dogs running loose and attacking ducks about 11:20 a.m. Sunday. The officers cited a resident for the loose dogs. The duck refused medical treatment and left the area, according to police.
You know, with all the healthcare issues going around right now, he just said he couldn't afford it.
He wanted to choose his own HMO, and they're like, no.
Yeah. And that was from here?
Yes.
I'm glad. You know what? I am damn proud to say that I live in an area that allows ducks the freedom to choose whether or not they want medical treatment.
That's right. These Craigslist, once again, my friend sent me some of these. Now, some of these I found in this area, and some of these he sent to me, so...
Okay, I just went through the titles of these. I just scanned through.
They're pretty great. But Craigslist is like Walmart for the classifieds. There's all kinds.
Yeah, I would definitely say so. This is...
So, do you want to read one first, or would you rather...
I don't know if I want to read any of these. Going through the titles. Do we have the same ones in our hands?
No, we have different ones.
Holy cow. Okay. First... This one's called Tune Your Damn Piano. We hadn't even started yet. Josh is just rolling over there. For Christ's sake, people, just let me tune your damn piano. Do the both of us a favor. I'm the best in the whole damn city, I swear to Christ. You can ask any one of my clients at any given time. Email me and ask me for a list. I said, make that sing. Hell, you pay me a little extra and I'll make you sing too. Nah, I'm kidding. That's a little joke there. Nothing sexual, just piano tuning. Email me and I'll come the over and tune your piano. Take your money, then be on my merry old mother way. You want the f***ing thing tuned? Fine, call me. I'll tune it. Done. Just like that. All of Manhattan or Brooklyn. Don't f***ing call me if you're in Queens or Hoboken. $80 for granted upright pianos. $100 for spin it upright pianos. Because they are way damn harder. You were about to lose it over there, weren't you?
I couldn't help it, man. That's the best ad I've ever heard.
Oh, all the bleeps.
That was
interesting.
That was amazing. That's the best ad I've ever heard.
I'm sorry, Mom.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Josh has the next one.
This one says, the title of this one is, "You slept in my bed, male looking for a female." And then I'm going to read it quote for quote. "Me, a guy coming home to find you asleep in my bed. You, stunningly attractive blonde, slightly undressed. Me, strangely bemused, but too tired and distracted by other women in my head to care. You, gone this morning when I woke up. Me, trying to determine from roommates who you were, but they have no clue. They really aren't too conscious right now, and I think they think I am lying."
Oh, is this at a college?
I think so. It says, if you attended what must have been a great party last night, quotations, I can tell from the mess, and slept in some guy's bed, then please poke me back. I have some things here that might be yours. Also, let me know if you'll be back tonight, and I will change the sheets.
Man, I want to go back to college.
I need to go to college for the first time.
Well, I mean, I didn't go to a university, so you're not alone in that. Well, that would be fun. We should do a college...
A tour.
College tour, yeah. All right, the next one. Just again, reading these titles, it's like I'm scared to get into these. Remember, I haven't read these. I am reading these for the first time.
I haven't read them either.
I'm reading them out loud.
I printed them off, and that was it.
And the title of this one is called Penis Measuring. A friend of mine and I have been having a long-standing argument about whose penis is longer. We tried having our girlfriends confirm to the other the exact size, but neither one of us buy it. I don't want to see his penis, and he doesn't want to see mine. I don't want my girlfriend looking at his penis, and he doesn't want his looking at mine. So, we need a girl to look at both of our penises, individually, in quotation marks, and then to both of our faces say which one is bigger. We can't pay much, $50. Location, Vancouver, Canada?
Yeah. What on earth? I mean, why? I've never...
I think they just need to bite the bullet instead of paying and just let one of the girlfriends and save some money.
This one is from Lynchburg. Good old Lynchburg, right?
Which is about an hour from us for those not from the area.
So, kind of locally, yeah. The title of this one is, "I stomped on your fire, you choked on a biscuit." You passed out on the grass after choking on a biscuit and slamming your car into a guardrail at Franklin and Harding. I was the driver of a silver bug with two women in the car who stopped and put your car fire out. It's been a bad month, so if you would get me a new fire extinguisher, I would appreciate it. Also, don't eat while driving in the future. It's dangerous, as you discovered.
This was in Lynchburg.
Yeah.
I need a new fire extinguisher.
Can you help me out?
Times are hard. Okay, we actually did move through these pretty good. Okay, so this one is, once again, the title. Stately Dutch MILF Magnet. Did I say that right, stately?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. This is a bravadus... excuse me, I don't understand. What is this word?
I don't know.
This is a Batavus personal delivery bike. It's black, has... 1 speed, a coaster brake, a kickstand, chain case, racks, and a dynamo lighting system. I discovered it in the basement of the Smith & Butler boutique in Carroll Gardens last October. I'm selling this bicycle because my therapist suggested I need to come to terms with my attraction to African American women. No sister is going to date a 34-year-old system administrator riding a European grocery. However, when I would cruise slowly down Park Slope's 5th Avenue, panties would literally fly off every white or Asian woman with a stroller and a master's degree. Is this Williamsburg, Virginia?
I think so.
I live in Williamsburg now, and the bike confuses most of the women here. If I grow my mustache out a little and explain it only has 1 speed, like a fixie, I can sometimes get to second base. But for the most part, I might as well have a soul patch and collect classic cameras. If you want to get some action, I'd only take this baby out south of Atlantic Avenue. Okay, so wait a minute. Let's analyze that real quick. Hold on, because we actually moved to these pretty good. So right there, we have a white guy who's 34 and pretty nerdy. I'm assuming. Not saying that if you're. I mean, I went to school to be a systems administrator, but saying the way he's describing
it, nerdy.
Well, he's describing himself as a pretty nerdy guy. He's riding a bike that white girls with educations love, but that's not what he's attracted to. Apparently, is that the gist of it?
I think so, but I've never heard a bicycle referred to as a panty dropper. Ever.
Not when you're 34 years old. I mean,
and if you're 8, you shouldn't be worried about dropping.
Right, and panties should not be dropping one bit. So, yeah, that's interesting. And Josh has the next one.
This is the last final Craigslist ad, and this one comes to us from Greensboro. This is a good one. The title of it is "Beat It with a Real Jabro." I'm a serious bro looking for an equally/more serious bro with fancy footwork. The idea is to tie our wrists together a la the Beat It video, and then each of us knife fight in a profound spiritually act of consensual heterosexual awesomeness. I would have done this way sooner, but I have a little faith in humanity. Do what? Okay, so what I get is he's trying to recreate the knife fight scene from Beat It, where they tie their wrists together and fight with knives. Anyways, here's the requirements. This is where it gets good. Requirements: access to an abandoned warehouse, old enough / built kind of awesome, maintains good eye contact, general intensity, cool moves, shades, a leather jacket, parentheses, I had to give the one back in the pic. Long story, I can tell you when we finish. Bedazzler, basic knowledge of knife, sword fight, bat fight etiquette. I can teach you what I know if you're pretty serious about the art like me. Can lift over 80 pounds, has a bachelor's degree in something or equivalent experience, and not a narc.
Where was this at?
In Greensboro.
Which is only another hour and a half away from us.
Why would you, a bedazzler, shades, cool moves, gentle intensity, have access to an abandoned warehouse? What is the bachelor's degree for? What do you need that for?
I mean, they want to keep it classy, legit, and educated.
And don't be a narc. We're going to smoke some doobies.
Go away, I'm walking on sunshine!
While we play with our bedazzlers.
In sword fight.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, let's call this dude.
Let's do it. We get a number on that?
We can email him.
All right, so there are your classifieds for the day. Some pretty good ones in there. Good job, Josh, and folks that sent those to Josh. So now I guess it's time for...
Would You Rather?
Let's get the intro in.
Now it's time for Would You Rather?
Booyah. Okay, is this the right bag?
We should really write
We should really just write Would You Rather. That's not it. Once again, I have grabbed the random facts bag.
Okay, let it be known. We'll remember this. Black random facts. Black fact. Black fact.
That rhymes. We can do that. Black fact. Blue. No, there's nothing.
Blue. Would you?
No, blue's not Would You Rather. Blue is random facts, and black is Would You Rather.
Darn it.
So you had a good concept. My mom used to use that when I was a kid in school to help me remember things. Like she would associate it, something like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it would have been just the way you did.
That's smart.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Good job, Mama Lloyd.
Whew, this sucks. I already know mine, though. Would you rather, Josh, die from falling off of a cliff or by being threatened?
I die from being threatened?
Mm-hmm. If someone threatens you, you die.
Cliff.
Yeah, I'm going to pick that, too, because at least I have to fall off a cliff to die. If someone threatens you and you die, that sucks. You have to live your life being super nice to everyone and very careful of where you go.
I probably wouldn't last a week.
No, you wouldn't. Especially in the sports debating world.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do anything I loved.
I've been to a ballpark with this man. It's not safe if your life is threatened by being threatened. All right.
If you don't like being heckled, then don't go to a ballpark with me.
Oh, side note, I'm not going to say who. I guess you'll just have to wait and find out. But we may be having a celebrity guest appearance on Would You Rather next week.
Yeah, that's right. If you watch TV, you've probably seen this dude.
Yes, so for those of you that are with the 21st century and watch TV.
Yeah, if you have that great invention called a television in your house, then you've probably seen this guy.
Yeah, he's got him a little following in the world of TV. But hopefully we'll be getting his opinions and takes on things for Would You Rather.
And he is a local guy.
He is, so that's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to that. Well, that one's pretty cut and dry. I think that I would rather have to jump off a cliff to die.
Me too.
Because I'll just stay away from cliffs.
Yep.
It's hard to stay away from being threatened. Okay, next one. Let's see here. This is pretty cool. All right. Would you rather be able to eat anything and any quantity of food with no negative health effects, or be refreshed and well rested after only 3 hours of sleep?
Eat anything.
That's pretty cool. I want to say that's what I would go for too, because just like you, I love to eat. But that's pretty nifty, though. I mean, that's why even like now I'm tired. Just a lack of sleep. I mean, the fact that all you have to do is sleep 3 hours and you'll be refreshed and well rested. I mean, does that include hangovers too? Like will you always wake up feeling great? Because that'd be a pretty, it's like, don't get me wrong, the food and everything would be great. Which I don't know. I guess if you took the food, you'd probably live longer.
Oh, yeah.
Because you would have no negative health effects no matter what you ate and how much you ate of it.
I guess unless you ate healthy all the time and you still slept 3 refreshing hours. But I'd much rather just be able to eat whatever I wanted to in whatever quantity I wanted to and have no negative health effects.
I think so, too. Like I said, because the sleeping thing is great and it would be very... but, very... Yeah, you're right. I like to sleep, too. But, you'd be very well rested. But at the same time, it's like, it's still probably not going to... which I don't know. I guess if you get good sleep, it might help you live longer. But, for sure, being able to eat whatever you want without any negative health effects would probably more than likely in more situations benefit with you living longer and happier.
Probably broke, though.
Probably no, you don't have to worry about heart attack. Risk of heart attack would be very low.
You probably wouldn't be overweight.
And a stroke is when you have a blood clot, right, going to the brain?
I'm not sure.
I think it's something like that. I think a stroke has something to do with it.
That's an aneurysm, I thought.
No, aneurysm is like a blood vessel in your brain swells up, like with the air pocket, and pops, and that's what kills you. I think a stroke is a blood clot. It might go to your brain or something. I don't know. But anyway, all of that, usually, brain clots and heart attacks and stuff like that usually come from... I guess, it's in certain points. Because I'm trying to I'm walking on eggshells here, because I'm sure somebody's just waiting to bust me wide the hell open with health facts. But what I'm basically saying is, I'm sure more often than not, the fact that you could eat anything with no negative health effects would probably benefit you longer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm sure most effects from bad health comes from eating bad stuff. So, I'm not a medical expert, not claiming to be. Just saying. Okay.
Yeah, so let's move past that one. These Would You Rathers are going pretty smooth. We're agreeing a lot. I'm going to let you buy me some dinner or something to celebrate.
I'll pass on that.
All right. Would you rather be forgotten or hatefully remembered?
Hatefully remembered.
And why so?
At least you're remembered.
At least you're remembered. So you'd rather people hate your memory and speak badly of you. Examples to think of: Adolf Hitler, Joseph Stalin, Kim Jong-il, or however or whatever you say his first name. Let's see here. Let's keep the list going.
Those are some extreme examples.
Napoleon. The list goes on and on and on. So you'd still rather them remember you hatefully than to not remember you at all?
If they remember you, hateful or not, you've done something significant in your life.
That's interesting. I don't know how to answer that one. I really don't. I want to say I'd rather be forgotten than remembered horribly, but you're right. At least your name would still be in existence after you go.
People will probably hate, I don't know. There's no way to say you'll be hated forever. Abraham Lincoln, when he was killed...
I'm pretty sure Adolf Hitler's going to be hated
I'm pretty
forever.
sure Abraham Lincoln, when he was killed, there were people that hated his guts.
Right, but he was still vastly considered a hero. You know, I'm not saying whether... but yeah, right. But I'm saying that still the vast majority of his memory was that he was a hero. But... I'm talking about, which the thing, I guess you're right, too, because people didn't like him. They could have spread bad things about him after they died. And I think that I'm just going to go with forget me completely. I don't want to be remembered very hatefully. Because, it doesn't say bad or that the possibility. It says that people will remember your name hatefully. And you got to think of some things that could be tied to your name after you die that you're not here to defend yourself on. There could be some very, very... what's the word I'm looking for? Embarrassing charges thrown at you.
Well,
or titles or whatever.
Since this is Would You Rather, and this is not real life, I'm not going to run out in the road right here and shoot someone and bomb people. So I'm trying to live my life where I won't be remembered hatefully, but I'd rather be remembered hatefully than...
Right, I was going to say, but this is Would You Rather, and you will be remembered hatefully. So regardless of what you do in real life, this is the Would You Rather universe.
That's the cross I must bear then.
So you're going to take the hateful.
Yeah.
I'm taking I would not want to be remembered at all. Josh is taking that he would be remembered hatefully. All right, you bastard.
It's already starting.
All right, let's see here. We got another Would You Rather in my hand. This is funny. This is funny irony because it goes on to a little statement that you made earlier, and it goes with it. Would you rather be an unknown minor league basketball player or a famous professional badminton player? I'd be the famous professional badminton player because and the reason why is not for the fame, but it's the fact that if you're an unknown minor league basketball player, apparently you're not that good. You're good enough to make it to minors, but you're never going to go anywhere. Apparently you're a master at one of your skills. I'm
saying that, yeah. I'm going with you because even though it's badminton, you're probably making some decent money. You're the best.
Yeah, badminton. You're a professional at what you do. Whereas the basketball, like I said, honestly, and basketball is, one of those sports. If you were good, you would definitely not stay in minor leagues. So
true.
I'm going to go with badminton. So we agree.
Yep.
That's 2 for 3 that we agree.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? We're doing all right on time. Let's pull one more out. We'll get one more Would You Rather. Because Josh is especially, I've been in overdrive loading this bag up with random facts is what you've been loading up, isn't it? I went in overdrive putting Would You Rather, so we have plenty of Would You Rathers left. I already know the answer to this. Would you rather be forced to tell your best friend a lie or tell your parents the truth about everything? I'm going to lie to my friend.
I'll tell my parents the truth.
It doesn't tell me what I have to lie to my friends about. So, it could honestly be a little white lie. It could be something like, oh, no, man, that shirt doesn't totally make you look
I'll still tell my
creepy at all.
Parents the truth.
I'm not going to tell my parents. You're an open book. There are plenty of things that you don't mind your parents knowing.
Well,
that you wouldn't want to just tell us something, which you probably already have lied to a friend before, plenty of times. So
the question is not what you done in your past. You just asked. See?
No, it said in big letters about everything. You have to tell them the truth about everything that you've done.
Now,
or just tell a friend a lie. You have to tell your parents the truth about everything. Everything. I don't want my parents knowing the truth about everything. I don't think my parents would want their parents to know the truth about everything, and so on and so on and so on. As opposed to just telling a friend a simple little lie. It could just be, I like your ride, when really you think their car is ugly. That's not what we do anyways. Because I know you've lied to your friends before.
I don't tell my parents the truth on everything, because my mom somehow always figured out what I was doing anyway. She always knew the truth, so there won't any reason in lying.
Alrighty. Well, I don't want my parents to know everything I've done. So...
I wouldn't. It's not saying you have to come out and tell them everything. It's probably ask you a question, you have to tell them the truth.
Right.
It's fine. I'm down with that. My parents don't question a lot of stuff in my life.
Go for it, man. More power to you. Moving on to random facts. According to research conducted at Newcastle University, a bacon sandwich can cure a hangover.
That's awesome.
That makes me very happy. So the next time you're not feeling too well from drinking and too much, A bacon sandwich.
Maybe when you get home from partying, just fry you up some bacon and have some sandwiches.
No, I don't think it's a good idea for someone who's been partying that hard to operate a stove.
Oh, damn!
Get you some microwavable
Let's
bacon.
get you a good sober friend or spouse or whatever to fix you a bacon sandwich. Look, this is interesting, and Josh has told me this before, actually, a while back. Students in Denmark get paid to go to school. I wonder how that works. I wonder, what their salary is.
I'm sure if
there's initiatives,
but
it's kind of like an allowance type thing, I'm sure.
As a kid, think about it. When you're a kid, you have $5, oh, snap, I'm rich.
Yeah. Oh, when I was a kid, yeah. I think my allowance was $1 a week, which, I was really, really young. So back then, think about it. You could get tons of toys. After 2 months of saving up, and you had $10. There were tons of action figures you could get.
Oh, every week you could buy a Hot Wheels or a bunch of bubble gum.
Yep.
Booyah.
I think that was my allowance, about $1 or $2. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay. This is pretty interesting. The word electrocute is only accurate if the person dies. Hence, electro for electricity and execute. Those two words are combined. If they survive, they weren't technically electrocuted. So if you ever get shocked and go, man, I just got electrocuted.
No, you didn't. What would be you get shocked?
Yeah, I think that would be the proper term.
I just got electrified.
That just sounds more like a dance move. Or like the start to a Michael Jackson music video. Get electrified. All right. Last random fact that we'll leave you with today. Very, very interesting one at that. And I don't know how this keeps going back to booze. Because all 13 minerals required to sustain human life can be found in alcoholic beverages.
I knew it. I knew it.
It's that's why I drink. I'm surviving.
That's why I live so healthy.
Hey, hint, hint. That's why our next guest should be in perfect form.
He should be in tip-top shape.
If that's the case. Well, that's all I've got for...
I'm curious what to know the 13 minerals are.
We could Google that, write that down, and we will relay that to the listeners next week.
Or if someone knows what those 13 minerals are and wants to post it on our Facebook and save us the step of Googling it.
Let's see here. I'm writing that down to see we're dedicated and forgetful. Okay.
It would be interesting to know what the 13 minerals required for life are, though.
13 minerals required for life. Got it wrote down and ready to research it. So we'll find that and relay that to you next podcast. That's all I've got for today, unless Josh has something that he would like to talk about or discuss or rebuttal or any other terms for talk.
Rehash. Nah.
Reiterate.
I think I'm good. I'll throw in one random fact that I saw that I wanted to tell you yesterday. It was pretty cool. Because you'll appreciate this. Did you ever have a Sega Genesis?
Yes. Yes, I did. I had a Game Gear. Remember that?
I do. Do you remember what the theme of the little slogan of Sega was? I remember this, and I had forgotten about it and never connected it when I was a kid. What the Sega's Genesis slogan was.
I don't remember the slogan. I do remember the Sega.
Yes. Their slogan was, the more you play with it, the harder it gets.
Was that the slogan?
Yes. What dirty mind thought of that? And you're selling that to children.
I'm trying to think of something witty to say with that, but I just can't wrap my mind around that.
Which is totally not the case, because every Sega game I had, once you beat it, it's all right, this is pretty easy now. Moving on to something else. So that was obviously not the case with a Sega. So some perverted old game creator was like, I want to make this a slogan. The more you play with it, the harder it gets.
That's, man, because, and then you think about it, because certain things were perverted, that are perverted now, wouldn't have been back then, but that's one of those, I think that's just...
You could have said that in the 30s.
I was going to say, that's just translucent, I think, for long years and years back.
And I debated it, so I Googled, old Sega stuff, and sure enough, there it was, printed on one of the boxes the system came in.
But I wonder, as a kid, when you saw that, the box with that on there. You know, our innocent little minds didn't even think of anything.
Oh, yeah, you wouldn't have thought of that as like a 7 or 8 year old or 9-year-old. But
and side note, I've noticed that going on that subject. Have you noticed, like, have you ever went back and watched, like, maybe Nickelodeon cartoons that were out when we were kids, or, you know, I mean, it might not be Nickelodeon, but cartoons and things that we liked as kids, and realized that there are a lot of subliminal things in there, not necessarily
innuendos,
and not to corrupt our minds. They say a lot of the reasons they do that is for the parents, because parents are watching it with their kids, and it's a lot of little, and I mean, I'm not saying some don't overstep boundaries, but there are a lot of little hidden jokes and things that we didn't understand as kids that now as an adult you understand perfect.
Oh, yeah. Like, there's stuff like even Shrek.
Yeah.
I watched it, you know, it came out, I was like, my last, like, 18, 19, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff in Shrek that's...
The Little Mermaid, remember the boner scene with the preacher? I've seen that. I think my mother was like, I don't remember. No, that was a thing. Maybe they've taken it out of newer ones, but I remember it. I mean, that's legit.
I had the old VHS of The Little Mermaid at my house. You want to watch it?
Yes.
Don't ask me why I have Little Mermaid.
Why do you have Little Mermaid at your house?
My mom used to babysit kids, so we had all these bajillions of Disney VHS.
My mom does too. That's what my mom does. Is she runs like a little home daycare, and she has lots and lots of movies. Like she has all the, which I think she's just a huge Disney fan, so she has all the Disney movies. But
anyways, I'll get out. I was like, we're talking about boners, and I'll whip out the old movie and.
Dude, wait a minute, what?
I said, you're talking about the boner scene, and I said, I'll just whip out the old movie, but that's the wrong term these are. I'll get out the old VHS, and we'll find us a tape player and watch it.
Oh, that's great. Well, thank you for listening to us conversate for the last hour, or almost hour. We appreciate it greatly. And, of course, we'll be back next week, and it could be some more skits. And these are, like we said, I told someone the other day and night, these are you know, warm-ups. This podcast, we're just getting into it. You know, we're kind of stepping in slowly. We don't want to just rush in and jump. So we're just taking these very slowly. So if you've been listening with these, we very much appreciate your attention and you giving us an hour a week. And I promise you, if you stay with us, this is going to get, you know, better and better and better.
Way more interesting.
Which I think it's funny now, but then again, everyone thinks they're funny. So.
And once again, we are going to have, knock on wood, more than likely a very special guest next week to play Would You Rather with us. He's on TV. If you have cable, satellite, whatever, you see this guy. I'm sure you've seen him in commercials, all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be pretty exciting.
Yep.
I'm actually very excited to play Would You Rather with him, because I'm just guessing some of his answers are going to be awesome.
Should we all get intoxicated before we play with him?
We may have no choice if we play with him.
I'm telling you.
That may be like part of the prerequisite. Talking to him, you have to partake.
Who knows? We shall see, and you should hopefully be getting an interesting Would You Rather next week. So, I'm Justin Lloyd.
I'm Josh Marlowe.
And we'll see you next time.